Welcome. And hey, look at we're on both
Hey,
on the
you're
wrong
both
side.
wrong side. Got it.
Hold on a second.
With the mirrors.
There, let's get you.
There we go.
Let's get you back over there where you belong. Hey,
Oh,
you're out moving them
oh.
chairs. Hey,
Well,
Alvin moving the chairs
you
around when I
got to
was at
come in
work.
the room first. You know what I mean? Stop coming in late.
Ah,
Everybody else knows I'm on time.
I actually was on time ish. And so,
On time is yes.
yeah. So Alvin, thanks for joining me today and
Always, brother.
grabbing all this information and helping me stay straight so that I don't have to work as hard on getting the show ready. So we'll just we'll throw it together. If you're not watching the show before, what we do is we'll talk about a lot of tech stuff that you're not going to hear in a lot of other platforms. I will give you ideas on how to save money, how to find alternatives to cutting the cord, and how you may be able to save money as well as being able to watch the content that you want to be able to watch. Sometimes I'll talk in code or dance around items because YouTube does like to get a little angry with some of our content. So we'll do the best we can to answer questions and not get myself in trouble. I didn't post it on Twitter today, so we're gonna have our normal. It looks like it'll be our regular people, and I'm looking through. I'm seeing all of our regular people that tune in no matter what. My fish tanks. This is new. It's JJ. What's up? So yeah, he's got a new name. So lots of people. Thank you guys for joining us. Awesome to have it. And also we are being simulcasted over on big screen. So if you have a VR unit and you have big screen, you can watch me and Alban in a humongous screen. Beach and Roger are broadcasting it live there right now. So I think I'm the only YouTube show that is broadcast both places, right here on YouTube as well as on big screen live. So Honey Bee, you've got lots of people. Flynn, thank you. And I'm grabbing myself a cold beverage. It is Friday. We need to enjoy ourselves. Eddie, got all of our people. So it's good to see all you folks jumping in here. And I forgot to remind everybody on Twitter about the show, but they know it's 5:00 and on East Coast time. Yep. So thank you, blessings, and hello to everybody. So it's awesome. And Leon, down under, cool winter Saturday morning at 7 a.m. and waking up to us. Nice to see it. So it's great to have everybody here. Again, we'll talk about all kinds of subjects, tech stuff. We'll get a little nerdy on you at times, talking about some of the stuff. We'll also talk about some hardware. We jump around a lot. So we do our best. And we'll also have sites of the week that Alban will talk about. So we got some of those great big things. So hey, let's get ourselves set it up. So how are you doing today? Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm not saying before we get going, do you want to just hit those two issues that we have up there from the people on the side? I starred them there.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. Yeah. Well, here, let me change my background. Let me share my screen. I want to change my background here because since we're going to talk about one of those subjects, I have to change my background because I've decided sometimes when we talk about certain subjects, I gotta have a backdrop.
Okay.
There. So we're gonna be since we're discussing this topic. So we're discussing this topic, and I see Trevor, and I have seen some issues, and I can't say that I have messed with it personally. So, In the Crew does offer some free options for live channels. Now, the sites that they're scraping, again, those are hit and miss and decent at best. And this is not knocking on Crew. It has to do with anybody that's trying to stream live content. Those sites get taken down and change. I have seen numerous people complaining about some of the channels, the IPTV channels that are not in the Crew anymore. Now, that could be due to some of their sources, the sites that they were pulling those channels from, because the Crew is not offering. They don't have their own service. They're just happen to find a website that has that content, and they make it so that people are able to use it. So if that website changes their layout, or they change the way that the website works, and when you're clicking links, if they change that, it can do one of two things. One, it could just break the script so the script won't work. And it could actually block the script from working if websites are diligent enough. So I'm not sure. I do know that I've seen people posting that there's issues. So I do believe there is some issues they're having with the websites that they're pulling content from, or that they're redirecting. I should say this, redirecting to people to that content. So I don't know. Again, if you are relying on a free add-on for free live content, it is what it is there. Those sites not only are dependent on the scraper working to be able to get you that content, but also those sites are very fickle if too much traffic goes to those sites. You'll find lots of buffering where you'll be like, I was watching this channel and it worked fine all week, and then come Saturday afternoon when I'm wanting to watch the game, then it starts buffering. And that has to do with the bandwidth that from the source. It's not able to handle the traffic because so many people are trying to pull from it. I would suggest, Trevor, if you wanted to find out more information, join the Telegram group for the crew. Join that Telegram group, ask the questions, give details of what you're trying to do or what you're trying to watch or what content you're trying to find that's in the add-on and that's not working, and let them give you directions. I don't. It's not my
Mm,
add-ons. I don't. So I
I
can't speak.
I
Yeah.
see something here quick. Here we go. Mhm,
Okay. All right, there
mhm.
you go. Thank you, Funster. So, all
Yeah,
right, so
you're
that
the
file
man.
got a takedown. There you go.
Mhm.
So, nothing you can do there when you get the DCMA takedowns. It is what it is there. It's going to be removed. So, yeah. And again, this is, you're talking a free live content. It is what it is there. If you're a person that you feel like you need to have that live content, talk to me off air or talk to people that are in the know, and they can direct you and you can check out some other things. Eh, you're going to get what you pay for. If you're paying for nothing,
Mhm.
it may or may not work. And that's why, like with Real to Brid, we talk about Real to
Yeah,
Brid and,
yeah.
suggest you to get it. If you're doing free links, yeah, they may work sometimes, but sometimes they may not. So you got to do it. So thanks you,
But
Funster. Thank you
that,
for clarifying.
yeah, thanks. And Trevor, there's other ways. I know last week I yelled at everyone about the IPTVs, but listen, if you need a hand, I'll help you. Okay, if you want to go that route. All right, so just hit me up in Telegram.
Um, I don't know what's this monkey one. I don't get that one, Paul.
Neither do I. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So,
I
all
just
right.
saw that it was something. I don't know. He
I
was
don't know what he's
asking
mad.
about Monkey was asking
Uh,
about the car
the car
shows,
shows.
and
Yeah.
I don't know that they were going. Is it maybe mid season or something? There are other car shows, aren't there? Or isn't there like
I mean, I'm thinking
yeah,
like, is it Monkey Garage or, I mean, it could be between seasons. I do know that ebb and flow on some of these types of content,
hmm
things become real popular, and so you'll see tons of the drag racing. Remember, there was like that no prep racing. It was like every city
hmm
in
yeah.
America, it seemed like it. So that stuff kind of comes and goes, and it may be in between seasons. So I'm not really sure, Monkey. Not sure on that one.
Well, Nookie, listen, I said it was just to him. If I get 8 billion, requests at once, I'm not going to be a happy person. Okay, everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
All right. So since we're on this particular subject, yeah, I was actually going to bring up
Okay.
about RD.
Okay.
So RD has been. I don't even say RD isn't having an issue. Resolve URL seems to be having an issue, and
hmm
Resolve URL is kind of the gateway that takes you from the K app and then takes you to RD. So it's like that bridge and redirecting to get you to where the final destination that you want to be at. When Resolve URL, which is that device or that script, there has been some reports of issues where people are saying they could not authorize their apps. They're not able to get links. It's almost like Resolve URL is having an issue connecting with the bridge. I have not seen that. I actually reset my Shield on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
I reset my Shield, wiped it completely, and went back in, put the bridge, I put build, and I started from scratch, and I didn't have a problem. So there is some things that people have said, and let me take a look. I will read.
How is your shield working now that you reset it? Is
Oh,
it like
much
working like
better,
day one?
much better.
Yeah.
We'll go.
I keep
After we get
thinking
done
about
talking about
doing
the K
mine,
app.
and I say,
Yeah,
man, so
let's
many
talk
apps.
about that as soon. Let me get done with the K
Mhm.
app stuff, the
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
things so I
yeah.
don't lose track.
Okay, okay,
I
sorry.
go squirrel on folks. And
Hmm.
so we're going to talk about the K app and this resolve, and then we'll talk about the shield and what
Hmm.
some of my
Yeah, yeah,
experiences are. And
yeah.
my sorry, my thing is too bright here. I'm looking a little too bright.
White.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I'm
I
black,
went out.
just so you know.
Well, you
So
know that.
don't use that contrast against me with the light.
I went out. I've been out in the sun, so I shouldn't be
So
too.
have
I
I.
was catching the. Yeah, we're always trying to get
You
to your
walked into
color,
that
and
one,
you're
man.
trying to lighten up. I know. So one of the things, some people have some issues with Resolve URL, and I have seen some people post, well, you can downgrade or install another repository, install that version of Resolve URL. Ah, just hold tight. So a couple things, if you go into any add-on, well, most add-ons, and you go to Universal Resolver, that's where you usually can see the authorize real debrid, premiumize, all debrid, whatever one. That has in there about clean setting files or reset function cache, and usually you can use that button and it clears out the this previous settings. So what happens is on, and it has happened in the past when Resolve URL updated. It's almost like the old user data didn't work well with the new version, and sometimes you have to clear that user data and basically reauthorize your add-ons to for debrid, and things went well. So you may want to take a look at, and again, it's in there. It'll be like clean setting files, and again, go to your resolver where you authorize RD or premiumized, and you'll see universal resolvers, and then there has a clean the file. You may want to try that to make sure that that old settings is not carried over. Some people have went in and said, well, you can go and delete the user data folder or file from Resolve URL, and it'll create a new one. It does pretty much the same thing, but I'm not a fan of saying, hey, go install this other repository and let it be control it. Gajal's going to fix this issue, and so I don't see a need of freaking out and installing other repositories that may or may not be um, kept up to date, because Gajal does a fabulous job, been doing a fabulous job of keeping Resolve URL up and keeping it working great. So I would say
Oh,
try to do some maintenance, do the clean the settings or reset function
function
cache
cache.
for
Yeah.
in your add-on for Resolve URL. If you're a more advanced user, you can actually go to your K app folder, user data, and you will see Resolve URL script. It'll be script. I think it's script resolve. You'll be able to, you can delete that folder, reboot the K app. When you reboot, go back and authorize it that way, and you may find that issue fixed. But I have seen tons of people complaining. Um, so here's Carl posts on there. I wiped my cube and having trouble with the RD links in some add-ons. So maybe go back and try that and give it give it a little bit of time. Kind of just, it'll get fixed. But yeah, that reset cache function as you did
Hmm.
would be my first thing to suggest to people. The other thing I wanted to mention was Kato. Kato add-on, which is an anime add-on that a lot of people that that like animation like to use. There is a new there. All right, so the repository that it was at doesn't seem to be getting updated. I want to say it's Swag's. It's a Japanese name. I can't remember what, but the repository I've seen it at, and I'll just use this name. If you go to GitHub, you look up Golden Freddy 0703, there is a repository. It has a Kato.beta, and you can actually update Kato with that repository, and it seems to be working pretty well. I know that this guy's trying to, I don't know much how much he's looking to keep it going. I think he's just fixing some of the things that he could fix. He has a whole to-do list of things that he wants to do. So if you're looking for an update for the Kato add-on, do a search on um, GitHub, and I may post it on Streaming Matters in our Telegram group. I just don't want to put it out here because he
Hmm.
may not want it out there as a URL thing. But Golden Freddy 0703, you can look that up and see if it gets to fixing your problem. The other thing I wanted to mention.
Before you go on,
Oh,
did
yep,
you
yep.
look at that other stuff there that's pertaining to
Oh,
still
all right,
this?
all right. Oh, yeah, okay,
Thank
yeah. We
you.
were talking about resolve. Yeah, we were talking
Right.
about resolve URL or
Yeah.
your resolver for RD. Clean install, reauthorized everything, and it stopped dead when scraping for seasons. Okay, all right. Sometimes you will look at RD and they keep like a year history, clear that. Okay, so you're saying you can actually. I mean, there is where you can go on if you log in on with a browser on your computer, you can actually clear all your history. So Althro says he does that. Can use add-ons that use my add-ons or my accounts, excuse me, my accounts. That would be my accounts. That would have been the Venom. Um, no, not Venom. Fen. Well,
Then
Venom, and Fen forks used at my accounts. That still resolves the links. Monkey says rinse repeat a few times and finally worked. So maybe it was an issue at the same time. It could, but I know that I actually authorized mine, and it was either Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday or
no,
Tuesday. I think it was
Thursday.
Wednesday though.
Wait, no, wait. Could
It
have
was
been Tuesday because
Wednesday.
we had our
It was
show.
right before the show on
Right. Yeah,
Wednesday. I
right
think I
before the
did it
show.
that day. I wiped Shield and started all over. One thing before we move off of the K app, but this is an old classic K app, Turks. I plan to do a video, and I finish work next week, and so I should have some more time. I look to do a video on the new Turks 1.0.9. Works fabulously when I've been testing it on my Shield and on my phone. Works great, and it has even up to 4K. It has up to 4K links on this, and it works really good without RD. So if you're a person that doesn't want to invest in RD, or you have family members that don't want to invest in RD, you may want to take a look at the new Turks. It's not using the pin system, but it is using an ad-based system for their servers. So you're going to watch a movie or a TV show, and at the end of you watching it, you will be an ad will pop up, and usually you can close the ad after about 15 seconds, and it'll have like a little circle up in the top. You go and click it and close it. So I'm going to do a video on it here very soon, but it really works well in the tests that I've done, and I think for people that are looking not to pay for RD or premiumize, and because there's some people that are not going to pay for that. I would highly suggest taking a look at that, and that may be something. In his library of content is fabulous, and there's so many new features that in it, and I will talk more about those features come um, when I
Recording
do the
time.
video to talk about like some of the catch up features that it has in it, add new shows that it's automatically. He's got a lot of stuff automated, and it seems to work really well. Um, the ads makes me nuts. And again, the thing, Luis, you are like us, a more veteran person in this hobby. So people in our hobby, we tend to be a little bit more snobbish about ads because we're so used to not seeing them. If you're a person that's not going to pay for RD and you're a person that's new to this, you may find yourself that ads don't bother people. To look at a 30-second ad or a 15-second ad doesn't bother them. So what bothers us doesn't necessarily bother others. Auburn and I have talked about that when he's like,
Right.
well, it's got this and that ads. And I'm like, but most of those people are used to seeing ads. So for them to a 30-second or a 15-second ad, they're like, that's nothing because they're used to seeing ads. Whereas we're a
Yeah.
little
Well,
snobbish,
I am.
we're spoiled. And so, yeah. So, eh, that again, like I said, that would be, it's a great app for people that are not wanting to pay for RD. And again, you're getting up to 4K content. And they're all direct links. So if you're working with somebody that's not real tech savvy, they go to movies or TV, go click, and then they'll see the list of links. They click it and it plays. Again, you got to know what the audience. And so those are the people that if you said the K app, they're like, oh, it's too much going on. I don't know where to click, or I got to pay. Those are the people you may want to direct that way. So I tend to do a um, so I will do a video on that. Hope maybe this weekend, but I don't know. I'll be able to. I stop working after next
Wednesday.
Wednesday, so next Wednesday is my last day. I'll have a little bit more time. Um, what's it Nookie have on here? Should we
No,
do
we
a
need to
talk?
talk with her about. Yeah, we'll talk with her about that. She was having an issue with her connection for
Hmm.
her shield to on her network. I know I can uh, get her out of
Yeah.
that funk. I think there's a couple settings on the shield, but I
Okay.
can't tell
All
right
right.
now uh,
Okay.
without
Well,
looking at
we'll go
uh,
ahead. Hey, why don't we
yeah.
go ahead and talk about the shield? Because since we're
Okay.
already there, we're already talking about it, and I'll talk about the issues that I was having. And we'll
Okay.
kind of do it. So one of the things, I am a long time fanboy of the Shield. I owned a Shield the first month that the Shield came out, 2015. I have owned 4 Shields, maybe 3. I think maybe 4. Um, and the only reason I'm still not using my 2015 Pro was because Dabs thought he could upgrade the internal hard drive with an SSD drive, which is very possible. You can do it. But in amongst me opening the case and fucking with or messing with the ribbon cable, I actually broke the ribbon cable inside on my Nvidia Shield 2015 while trying to install a 500 gig or a 2 terabyte. I think it was a 2 terabyte hard drive I was trying to put in it and messed it up. It was still working all the way up until I messed it up and broke it. The other ones I sold them as I upgraded. I still have 2 here, so I've had 4. One I broke. The 2017 I sold when I got the 2019, and I actually have 2 2019s. So, is it for everybody? No. No, there's cheaper options. Most of my friends will say if they're brand new cord cutters and they're looking to save money, I do not
Hmm.
suggest them to get this device. It's overkill in a lot of aspects for most people. So for most people, I'll suggest them, hey, go with a 4K stick. It's going to get you what you need to do. You're looking for Netflix and you want some
Hmm.
APKs installed. You want the K app. You want a handful of things. That's going to do you just fine. You find it on Prime. Uh, you might get it for $25. So I can't steer you away from that. But so the question is why is the Nvidia Shield so expensive? So this article, and I will post these links after the show is over. We'll post these links in the show details so that you guys can go back and read the full articles yourself. Because again, we try to be very transparent of where we get our information and what we're talking about.
Hmm.
And if you want more in information, go read the full article yourself, and then you can kind of get it. So NVIDIA Shield, it is a beast of a machine. And I don't want to look at Chuck because I know Chuck's probably down bad mouth the Shield. I know Chuck, he hates them, but
I love
so
my shield.
yeah, yeah. But most of the people that have them love them. Uh, they are overkill for most people. But so why is it so expensive? For first of all, um, you have the Nvidia Shield, which has some of the better hardware in it. This hardware is not your cheap Android Chinese boxes that we see. A lot of times people are like, well, I can get this Octagon box and it's going to cost me $40. Sure. But the RAM, the graphics chip, and the CPU are going to be really cheap material. They're going to be cheap components inside there. And they don't update. And so those cheap boxes, you think, oh, I'm saving money, but you stop getting firmware updates. So any issues you have down the road, another year down the road, the
Hmm.
box is basically worthless in most aspects. Not all the time, but a lot of times they'll be worthless. Whereas
Yeah.
Nvidia is still giving you firmware
Hmm.
for the 2015 model.
Yep.
So most things that the 2015 can do, well, I should say the things that most of the items that the 2019 version, the 2015 still can do it. They still upgrade the firmware. So the support going back is phenomenal. As well
Check,
as when
check
people
your
have
mic.
issues.
Check, check your mic.
Oh, check, 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 check. You right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I'm good. So even with hardware, when people have hardware issues, if I mean you can't wait 3 years and complain to Nvidia, but if you get a device with has some hardware issues, a remote or issues, a lot of times Nvidia will go ahead and just give you a replacement for it. They're very good about that. So some of the things what this article talks about is a high-end AI enhancements, and it does have a setting where you can turn on the AI enhancements, and this is enhancements that
Hmm.
it almost kind of
You
it
see
gives
it
them more of a
right there.
line. It gives it a better look, and you can see the two pictures here. Let me see. Let me try to. Whereas you can see this a little, for me, I can see just a tad bit blurry, this a little bit more crisp. And you can turn this on or off. This is an upscaling
Hmm.
option that is in the Shield. You can use it or not use it. I do use it most of the time. Now, some content is not enhanceable. Some
Right.
content, when you're watching, it'll say it can't enhance it. So it doesn't work on everything, but it does have the enhancing. Android TV software. This could be a pro or con because some people
Hmm.
don't like the Android TV software with the look and the ads. Some people hate that. So, but it does come with that. I do. It doesn't bother me anymore. At first, yes, it did bother me.
Hmm.
Once I messed with it for a little while, I don't worry about it. And then at times this ad area in here actually does remind me when something came out. I'll use the example of The
Hmm.
Boys.
A movie.
I
Yep.
forgot the Boys, the
The
season
TV
3.
show. Yep.
You know, the season 3 came out. I
Hmm.
completely forgot. Boom! It popped it up there on the Shield. Hey, don't miss season 3 of The Boys. Um, so it can be a helper to remind you of thing that's out there. So
Yeah.
that's a pro. If you're a gamer or you're looking to do cloud-based gaming, Android games, or emulators, you can't beat the Shield.
Nope.
Well, you could if you have built a PC,
Yeah.
but for the most, you can't beat it. The cloud gaming and the emulators run great. I can run all the way up to PSP without a problem. Even Dreamcast runs pretty good if I use certain emulators. Dreamcast actually runs pretty decently on the Nvidia Shield. So again, if you're a gamer into some of those things, even if you're not a hardcore gamer, if you're like me or Alban wanting to play those old games,
Hmm.
the Shield does a better job than most of those other
I
devices.
know it is. Yeah.
Um, I would also say I hate the tube.
Yeah. So do
If
I.
you're if you're gonna buy a device right now, if you're gonna buy a Shield right now, there's two. It'll say the Pro,
I mean,
and they're gonna
hardwire.
say I think the other one is Shield.
Yeah.
The tube one
Hmm.
is like $50 less than what the Pro
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
You get half the storage,
Right.
and if I'm not mistaken, it was a
It
little bit
doesn't. I don't
less
think it
on.
has a. I don't think it has
No,
an Ethernet even. Does it?
yeah, it may not.
Yeah, I
I,
don't
I
think
don't
it
think
has
it. I think
Ethernet.
you're right. I don't have
Yeah.
to. So you're saving $50, but they took away too many things. So to
Hmm.
me, if you're going to spend the money, you spend the $50 more to get the
Hmm.
pro
To get
version.
gigabit in there, you know.
Yeah, 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 and hardware. Um, but also, what some people do, they're able to run a Plex server off theirs.
Hmm.
Pros and cons to that.
Yeah,
Can you do it? Sure, you can.
and it's built
Will it
in.
do? Yeah, and it is built in. But I do see a lot of times people having issues trying to
Yeah.
run their Plex server, and
Hmm.
especially if they share that Plex server with other people, and you're trying to watch it. I have seen where people complain about some of the issues that they had. So can you run a Plex server? Yes, you can. I would
Hmm.
not run a Plex server and
Okay.
share your Plex
Right.
server with 6 or 8, 10 different people,
Hmm.
um, because you're asking the hardware to do a lot of stuff, especially
Yeah.
if it's doing the transcoding.
Hmm.
You're asking a lot of it, but it can be your Plex server. So if you are just wanting to do a Plex server for your own, just for you, and you hook up a hard drive to it, it can do a great job. If you're wanting to be like Alban with content like a warehouse, it may not do
Oh
as
no,
well.
it
So
wouldn't work. It wouldn't be able to read all the files.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So this is the tube. You can actually, this is the
Yeah.
tube. Should I buy it? And yeah, it looks like a little hot dog. It is small, but again, in my opinion, it's not worth. If they build this, if they had put this, they want 149 US. If they would have went like a 99 or $89 for this,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
would say that's a good deal. That gets you right in that price market. You can say I lost, your less storage. Sure, it would be a good deal to me. But when you're asking $149, when you could spend $199 and get so much more, you're just better off to spend the $199. And if you're not going to spend $199, like I said at the beginning, go buy you a 4K stick and from
Hmm.
Amazon and save your money. So, um, those are some of the pros and cons of the Shield. Again, I'm not sponsored by Nvidia. One of the issues I was having, and Alban and I have talked about this in prior weeks, my Nvidia Shield kept saying it was low on memory, and it kept saying low on memories, low on storage, and it kept saying fix the problem. And I'd go in and I'd clear this and clear that, and so it has what 12 gigs of storage, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
If
I
off the
think
top,
it's
I think
12.
it's 12 gigs of storage, and it kept saying it is short on storage. Well, I did have quite a few. I had at that time. I had two K apps, two forks, so I could test. I had my fork that was I was testing, and then I had my fork of the K app that was my daily driver, the one I used every day. So I'm like, I got those are a gig each, really. When you think about when you screw around with it and add a bunch of
Hmm.
add-ons, it's going to be kind of big. So I deleted one. That's my problem. And then I still getting the issue. I'm like, okay. Oh, I do
Hmm.
have some APKs installed. That's probably the problem. Deleted those APKs. Okay. I'm still getting the pop up. Low storage, low storage. I'm like, all right, cleared the cache. That ain't helping, no problem. Then I'm like, all right, well, let me go ahead and get rid of RetroX. Well, Alban, RetroX.
Hmm.
I use it for my emulators.
Yeah.
Storage on that, when I looked at the storage, what it was using 800 megs of storage for all of the art and stuff because I had all of my ROMs on an external hard drive. But the art and everything, it took 800 megs. I'm like, shoot, let me go ahead and I'll delete that because I have a Raspberry Pi and I could do that. So I deleted all that. Then I go back to my NVIDIA Shield and it says that I have 300 megabytes of storage free. Free storage was 300 megabytes. I'm like, wait a minute.
Hmm.
Something's not
Something's
right here
wrong. Right.
because I should have at least gained 800 megs off of just
That
the
program.
RetroX.
Hmm.
And then I deleted the fork of the K app. That should be 500 megs to a gig of storage that I'm guessing was on in that one test K app. And I tried rebooting. I tried clearing the cache. I went into my Explore, deleting folders. I'm like,
Hmm.
delete, delete, delete. My space never increased. It kept giving me that low storage, and something was wrong inside the shield. I don't know what, but it wasn't the best of my best guess. It was not freeing up when I deleted an app. It didn't free up that storage, that space. So when you delete a program, you should open up that space. Should be usable space now. But for
Hmm.
whatever reason, my shield was not doing that, and I don't know why. And so Tuesday or Wednesday, this has been bugging me and Blue for weeks, at least a month probably. I've been popping up, and I've been trying troubleshooting. And so I said, F it, and I deleted, just I basically factory reset it, and factory reset installed all the stuff I needed to reinstall back in. It says right now, I looked last night, I had
Sorry about that.
Jesus. Hey, we actually
Sorry
have
about that. Yeah,
Auburn's corner.
yeah,
We
yeah.
got Auburn's corner.
I,
We're gonna work on that.
yeah, yeah. We haven't we're fixed for that.
I think he's at the racetrack right now. Auburn's at the
Yeah,
racetrack.
yeah.
Um,
That's
so
awesome.
so I got 8.8 gigs free right now,
Wow.
and I installed all the stuff that I had prior to my factory reset, and I still got 8.8 gigs. So I don't know what messed up in it,
Hmm.
but you know what? So even with your computer, it doesn't
Yeah.
hurt to factory reset it and get all that whatever's in the background. Because with my Shield, I'd install and uninstall stuff. Somehow it jacked up the OS and wouldn't let. So if you find yourself in that problem, you keep jumping through the hoops. Don't be scared to factory reset. It does fix it. And it's fixed my problem. I haven't had a bit of issue since. Since Wednesday,
But
but I mean, we use it every day. It's our device we use every single day. So she's watching it right now. Um, but so don't be scared of that. The One Pro, and we talked about TV Mate is another app that I backed up my TV Mate, backed up TV Mate to my Google Drive. So backed it up, sent it to my Google Drive. Then I did my factory reset. Factory reset, installed TV Mate back, and then I took that file and dropped it into the Shield, and then imported that backup. And I had all my services, my IPT services were right back, perfect. Um, all the playlists that I had made, custom stuff, all right there. I didn't have to enter a URL. I didn't have to re-log in. So if you're a person that has, especially if you have multiple IPTV services, TV Mate does a great job. I know there is other options. People are going to say, "Oh, you should be using OTT and Navigator and
mhm.
Smarters." Yeah, but TV Mate giving you that option to back up your whole thing, and
Yeah.
there's 6 services on the Shield. I got 6
Mhm.
different services, and boom, all of them are in there perfectly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
All
works great.
all your settings, all saved, all your favorites. You can't beat
Yep.
that.
Yeah, it's a
You
great
just can't.
a
You
great
know.
thing. Um, so all right. Was there any questions before we jump over to some other topics? I
I
was
didn't
gonna
really see
talk about some.
anything.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
I
Do you want to?
but
Oh,
Andrew's at my door, so you know.
Andrew,
Yeah. See, that was him on his
what's up,
bike.
bro? Hey, if he wants a link, you can
Yeah,
always,
yeah,
if
definitely.
he ever wants a link,
I'd
well, my
love to
boy
see
can
him.
my boy can
Yeah,
always jump in here.
yeah.
Um, so we're gonna jump into a couple of things with the Netflix stuff that Albans come to find out, and this goes back to, we've talked about this for a couple months now. Netflix is in. They got all red alerts and the alarms are going off there at the Netflix headquarters, and they are possibly
They've been
listening
listening to me.
listening to Albin
Yep.
saying that releasing all the episodes at one time may not be the best business model, because what do you do when all the episodes drop at once? What do most people do?
They watch them all at once.
They
You know.
binge it. Yeah,
Yep.
and usually within a day or two they are done. And I mean, if with Blue, If yeah, unless she's got something going on, if we're watching, she's like next episode, next episode,
Mm-hmm.
next episode. And a lot of people do that. I mean, so Netflix is actually considering, it's in the discussions and thoughts, along with all the other things they're doing to try to figure out how to maintain subscribers. Because what their thought process is, and you talked about it, Alban, that
Mm-hmm.
so you get Netflix to binge a show,
Mm-hmm.
and you binge it, and then there's like, what's there to watch? Or, there's not
Right.
another season I
There's
want to
not
watch. So I'll
right.
just turn it off. I'll cancel it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whereas if I release one episode every week, then I stretch out that user
Yeah.
base to force them to stick
To
with
watch
me.
it every week. Yep.
Yeah. And what's that? Anywhere from 6 to 12
Yeah, 8 weeks.
episodes, depending on the
Yeah.
show. It
Right.
depends on the show. I mean, so that can vary. So that's a lot of weeks that you're holding on to that customer, and then maybe by the end of that cycle of that season, maybe there's something else that's caught their attention to, and that's so we may see a change in Netflix, the way that they release items. So that may very well happen soon. Again, there's no table set when we talk about the stopping the sharing of passwords, as well as ads. That stuff is still not here. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I don't see it being here for I don't think I think 2023 is the earliest you're going to see it, my opinion, because they're
Mm-hmm.
having so many issues in Central America with it.
Yeah.
Central America, where was it? Costa Rica,
Um.
Peru, and was it?
mm,
It was another
There
Central
was
American
another one.
country
Yeah.
that they are rolling out, where they're doing um, they're going to have an ad. They got an ad based, as well as cracking down on password sharing, and they are having a struggle in those smaller countries to get this to roll out and to roll out well. So I don't see them. They're not going to come to these bigger markets, the U.S., Canada, um, the Europe. They're not going to come over here with that stuff until they sort it out in these smaller test markets. So again, we talked about just a few weeks ago, and they're having all kinds of problems. So I think you folks that are worried about you're worried about someone cutting you off because they found out you're sharing, that
Mm-hmm.
you're using somebody else's password. You probably got till 2023 before you got to really worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, they're looking, and I don't think that's not the end of some of their ideas. I think Netflix is
Right.
going to continue to try to
Mm-hmm.
come up with brainstorming to create revenue
Mm-hmm.
to make their stock look good, as well as their the what's the board of directors, or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that they hit those right numbers,
Yeah.
because they're a company that's probably got those charts, and when they saw that dip, they're like, we've never seen this. And you know DEFCON 10 went off. It's like, oh god, at the end of the world. So I don't think we're going to see the end of some of the stuff that they're changing to make Netflix as profitable as they want, because it's still profitable,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but it's not on the upward trend that they were liking to see. It's only a matter of time before that had to bust. Anyways, I thought we'd mention about Prime Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Um.
so Prime Day, what was that? July 12th.
11th
I
and
want to
12th
say,
or something like that.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it says starts on the 12th.
Okay.
So July 12th for this year is going to start. Prime Day 2022 will start July 12th. It'll be that weekend or a couple days. If you're a Prime person, this is the time you're going to find your best deals. When we get closer to that, maybe I'll give you guys some links. Maybe we'll look for that for next week's show. Find
Okay.
some links, some websites for you guys to
Mm-hmm.
follow. Slick Deals. I know Slick Deals has their own there's a tab for Prime when it gets, especially when it gets closer, and they'll tell you, you know, how to track those deals. There'll be some shit you can put on your damn phone, you know, to seek out the deals. But there's already started some sales. I know that the Max was on sale just a couple weeks ago. That they had the 4K Max was on sale. It was like $5 off or something here in Canada.
Mhm.
But they already started some of the TVs, the Fire TV TVs. It's like, is that how you'd say it? The Fire TV TVs with the
Fire
built-in
TV
Fire
TVs.
TV.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Fire
kind of weird.
TV.
But so they even have this Toshiba 75-inch, the M55 550 series, M550 series, $700 at Amazon. I mean, that's pretty inexpensive, to be honest. I mean, that's a 75-inch TV for $700. Now, I'm not sure about the quality of it. You know, just saying these are already starting to roll out, and we're going to see more of these things. If you're a person that's looking to get, if all right, so I'll give you this. If like we talked about, I said something about the 4K stick, and the 4K stick is great. If you're willing to spend a little bit more money, but you don't want the Shield, the Cube is another really, really good device. And it actually, if you go and look at some specs, if you go to, what was it? The Amazon Fire TV website, isn't it? What is it? ATF
Um,
TV or something?
ATF,
It's aftv.com.
ATV News or
I think, yeah, the AFTV News. They
okay.
did a comparison at one of their things, and yes, the Shield was top, but the latest generation of the Cube was not far behind it. You know, and they have like a little bar showing you the strength on RAM, the processing power, the graphics, not meeting the Shield, but a very close second. So if you are a person, if you can get the Cube for what a lot of times in past they ran this Cube in the US for $79. If you could get the Cube for $79, that is
Hmm.
a fabulous
Yeah.
deal. You're going to have the voice shit you can use, but you're going to have a really good solid device. And for $70. And again, the hardware that's in those Fire devices is pretty good. I don't know about the Fire TVs. I'm not a big fan of Fire TVs built in to a TV. The
Hmm.
Fire TV TVs. I'm not a fan of you building something in there because to me, I want the TV just processing TV. I'll use a device and let it process what it's doing, in my opinion.
Hmm.
But so keep your eye out when it gets those cubes come on. That would be an item that I might suggest you to check out.
All right.
Our one of our favorite things, we're going to talk about Telegram.
Yeah.
So
There's another. He's in the lead.
and they're coming around.
They're
Yeah,
coming around.
Albin's on
I'm
the
at the track.
backstretch.
Yeah.
He's at the track on the backstretch. Sorry, the racing bikes are coming by. So Telegram did release their premium, and we talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago that they were going to have a paid version of Telegram. And it does. We talked about. I think on that week we talked about all of the 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 new features that it's going to have: 4 GB uploads, faster download speeds. Um, you're able to do some extra. Wasn't it? You can pin more things.
Hmm.
Voice
Yeah,
voice
that's
to
what I liked
text.
about the
Yeah,
pinning. To
yeah.
have 10 pinned chats. Great.
It's got. I mean, it's got a lot of extra stuff. Now they just rolled it out. It's going to be $5. Wasn't it $5 a month?
By the month.
A
Yeah.
month. Yeah. I already seen there's a modded version already out now. Neither
Hmm.
one of us have installed the
That's it.
modded
Yeah. Yeah.
version to test it, but I do know that I saw it on Cody apps. They had a modded version of Telegram. That's the premium version without the the sticker price. But $5 a month to me is a lot of money. That's $60 a year.
A year.
It really, for the features for me, is it something $60 worth? I don't know. I'm probably going to stick with the free version, but we will see on the free version. We're going to start seeing ads. I haven't noticed any yet, but we'll start seeing some ads probably on the bottom, like we do in a lot of apps.
Mm-hmm.
So the premium has rolled out. If you're wanting to pay to do the premium, fine, jump on it. It's $5 a month. If not, you're just going to have to deal with some of the, most likely a banner ad at the bottom, I would guess. And they added features to the premium. They didn't really take anything away. So if you were already using Telegram with the limits that it had, and you're fine with that, then you're not missing nothing. If you're a person like Auburn that wanted 10 pin things, then maybe that's,
Mm-hmm.
you want to do it. So are you thinking
But
about
it's
going
not
with the
what
paid version, or are
uh,
you going to stick with the free version?
I stick with the free right now. I'm gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
It's if they uh, did something, because there is a lot going on in there, because it's like the other thing that we were testing out with the RCMP that they
Mm-hmm.
have in there that they
Yeah.
added,
Yeah.
things like that they're doing. If they lock that stuff down, and or if they say, oh well, users who are on free won't be able to do their own voice or video chats
Mm-hmm.
anymore,
Mm-hmm.
then I could see paying for it. Because to me, for $5 a month, it's worth it for me to be able to
Yeah.
do the video chats, because I
Yeah.
really enjoy them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to know how far they'll go with some of this. Um, but I think right now most people will probably stick with the free version. 70 million, and I
Hmm.
did see that they said 70
700.
million.
Oh,
700, excuse me.
700
Yeah,
million.
I'm looking right at it and I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
700 million monthly users.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a humongous platform. It's so funny when we're in, um, when we're in on fight nights on the
Mm-hmm.
VR, and
Yeah.
we'll say something about, well, if you want to find us, look on Telegram, and they'll say, what's Telegram?
Mm-hmm.
Thinking,
Yeah.
the hell, where are you at? I bet you they got themselves a Snapchat though. Um, so yeah, lots of different added features. Nothing's taken away. If you're a person that wants to jump on that monthly, or that monthly, and you do, I think it did have a yearly what was a little bit cheaper, but it wasn't incredibly cheaper. Yeah, I mean, to me, if they went like $30, like $29.99 for the year, or $2.99 a month, I probably would have done it. I probably would have paid for it. But to me, when they went to $6 or $5 a month, $6 a month, and 60 plus dollars a year, I'm like, no, thank you. All right. So I was gonna go ahead.
God, I can't hear you.
Oh, how about that?
There we go.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I forget, whenever you send me these articles, now you have this shit with Guardian where you're able to get those articles and not
Yeah,
get
I'm
all that
sorry.
crap. But
Oh.
whatever. So one of the things, and we were talking about Maverick being as popular as the movie is. There's discussion of like what's going to happen when this thing goes and rolls over to streaming. Oh, wait, no, this is the wrong one. This is the article.
Mhm.
I was like, that's the wrong
Mhm.
article. So there's two different ones. So Maverick passes $900 million in global box office, which is just amazing.
Mhm.
Um, so it's gonna. I don't think they have a release date. I have not noticed
I
a
know.
release
Uh,
date
it,
for
the and
digital.
the internet's gonna blow up. It's gonna explode when once that happens, because everyone that seems to be watching it is loving it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. Have you or not?
No, I've talked
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I consider it, and this is something. And did you see this part in here when I was reading this article?
Hmm.
By the fourth weekend in North American movie theaters, 16% of the audience returned more than once.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Wow.
16% of the people that
Wow.
watched the movie went
Wow.
back to watch it again, and 4% returned 3 times or more. I mean,
Wow.
that's
That's
Star Wars
insane.
numbers. That's
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Remember when people would go and
Yeah.
watch it multiple times?
Hmm.
That is
Titanic money.
phenomenal.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Wow.
So yeah, we're and I don't know now. Paramount, we may see it pop out on Paramount. Is the discuss where
Hmm.
I've seen some stuff. So we may see it go to Paramount Plus
Well, you would
or
figure that's where it would go,
yeah.
but then look how long they would have to let that wait before they put that out. You know what I mean? Because
So now,
really,
Has Paramount ever released a movie where, like, you know how Disney?
hmm,
Remember when they did Mulan, the live
yeah,
action Mulan,
uh-huh,
and you paid the extra money and you got to see Mulan on Disney Plus? Uh, Paramount's never done that. Paramount's never done where, hey, if you want to do a video
yeah,
on demand with us, you'll pay that. So if
right.
they released it on Paramount Plus, then it would just be released on Paramount Plus, right?
That's what you
Like,
would figure. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's going to happen.
yeah.
That's why I'm saying that the world will explode once once they release that. Or are they gonna would they just do the smart thing as a company and say, hey, well, we're not going to put this out. Look how we've already made 900 million and it's not even been 2 weeks. You know,
Yeah.
why in the world would we want to put this out digitally yet?
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? And Tom Cruise will be like, no, don't you dare start streaming that because you'll never see another movie from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
that.
all right, so he ain't
You
at the
know,
soup kitchen, okay? Well, I
right.
mean, he's made plenty off of even if,
I,
and
I know
I
he made
doubt he
plenty.
has a say so in it though. I mean, but yes, kind
Yeah,
of like,
he
yeah, he
kind of
can.
does have to say so. Listen, it's Tom Cruise. You know, everything he puts his foot in, makes so much money. It's insane. It's insane. What he makes on his movies. How
20
could the network sit there and say, oh no, we're not going to listen to this guy?
25 days. It's been at the big screen 25
That's
days.
that's insane. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
What you're talking $900 million for a movie that is not even us streamers haven't seen it yet.
No. I mean, there is some cam versions out,
Yeah,
but don't waste your time. I
yeah.
mean,
Don't waste
honestly,
your time on it. Right.
no. I mean, if you're watching some crappy movie, fine, watch it on a cam. I mean, and not that
Hmm.
I would, but
Right.
not to
Yeah.
judge you,
Uh-huh.
but there is no way in hell that I would watch a
Listen, this
blockbuster movie
you know
without it
why
being
we
in
don't,
4K.
right?
Yeah.
Because when we were kids, we had antenna TVs, okay, and we had to stand there with tinfoil and all kinds of
Yep.
other goodies just to watch Lucha Libre, okay?
Yeah,
So
and turn
there's
it.
no way
Hey,
in
turn it down.
hell.
Hey, aluminum foil on it. I mean, how many of y'all had the aluminum foil on your rabbit ears? You know,
Uh-huh.
you had your rabbit ears, and you'd put the aluminum foil, or you'd like this one's got this, and you're doing
Yep.
this with the aluminum foil, fanning it out, fanning this one out. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
Hey, good times.
Yeah, good times. We'll wait for the good copy, you know?
Yeah. So yeah. So it's yeah, passes 900. So it's and then what did you see? I saw in here it says it's made right close to a billion,
Uh-huh.
and it's not even released in China or Russia,
Oh, man.
and made a billion,
That's
almost a billion. So
insane. That's insane.
it's got to be good, though. I mean,
Yeah, it's got to
the
be.
movie's got to be good.
If people are going back so many times to watch it,
Yeah, 16. That's a phenomenal number. I don't know. We'll have
yeah,
to look at. It'd be
yeah,
interesting. Return people that would go see a movie then go back to see it. I mean, like I said, the
hmm,
only movie that I can think of that people did that was like
Star
Star
Wars,
Wars.
yeah,
Some
hmm,
Star Wars
and
movies,
Titanic, and
or
Titanic,
Titanic, or maybe some of
or
the
the
Harry
other one
Potter
there.
shit.
No, the other one there. Avatar
Yeah, yeah, that was
did,
another
did
movie
big
that
with
people
that, with a lot of people
returned.
returning.
Yeah. So, yeah, that
Wow.
is phenomenal. Um, I thought since we're talking about Paramount,
Hmm.
and I didn't read this article, but um, I think this is a very valid point. And let me
Oh
put
yeah.
in I'm not looking to hurt nobody's feelings, and
Hmm.
maybe I'm gonna say something that's making me sound like the old grumpy man. But back in my day, in your day, Alban,
In my day, yep,
things eh,
it was
as
different.
we progress, things that were taboo now were not taboo 5 years ago or
Hmm.
10 years ago. And we've seen things
25
that
years
got
ago.
or we see things getting, books being taken down, movies taken away. um, and they're like, well, yeah, that's not appropriate no more. Well, but it was made when it was made. All
Right.
right, so we talk about Blazing Saddles,
Yeah.
and you think, all right, Blazing Saddles, one of the top comedies
Hmm.
that people talk about, that it
Hmm.
it set new benchmarks, or broke grounds of
Right.
what
What
they
could
were willing to do
Yeah.
in the comedy. There's no way in hell that type of movie would even get close to being produced or made now without
Right.
having people picketing up and down
Right.
the line.
Right.
Now, but it was the comedy in that was done in a way that so many people now would be very sensitive to it.
Hmm.
And Paramount saying that, you know what, they're going to do a policy of, if there's things that were in the past that was made and there was no issue with it being made then, they're not going to remove it because of what people's current
Yeah. Feelings are.
m- feelings and mindset of what's politically correct or not politically correct. They're not going to change it. And again, I don't. To me, and again, people are going to probably get mad at me. I don't see a problem with if somebody creates content that you don't agree with.
Hmm.
I ain't got no problem with it. Don't
Right.
watch it. I mean,
Right.
if you don't like that comic or that comedian, you don't like his talking about whatever subject that he's talking about and making jokes about. If you don't like it,
Hmm.
don't support him. Don't
Right.
buy his content. Don't watch the content that he's on. Fine. You just don't invest it. But if you're a person that's not bothered by it, then you can watch it. Especially comedies. To me, that is such a. If you're not bothered sometimes when you're watching comedies, it almost is a dig at you.
Hmm.
Sometimes that's how a comic gets you, is that little bit
Yeah.
of a dig at you, and you're
Hmm.
like, whoa, hey, he's kind of digging at me. Um, so I think that Paramount's taking a big stand here because we've seen so much of this backlash of, well, that ain't appropriate no more, and you can't say that, or you can't do that no more because we don't
Hmm.
accept it now. So all that other stuff is gone.
So
I don't know. To me,
that's
it's you're
what
losing
bugs me, to
history.
say it's gone. How are you going to say
Yeah,
it's gone? Like it never happened? You know what I mean? Come on.
but they make it.
What,
Yeah, it's like they make it so difficult to get. They're like,
yeah.
oh, we don't want to be part of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I want people to have freedom of choice, and there's lots of things that I don't like. There's lots of TV shows, and I'll use. There was the Mules movie, the 2000 whatever Mules
Hmm.
that everybody talks about. Um, not a fan of it. Um,
Hmm.
am I going to watch it? No. It's
Right.
it's not. I don't agree with it. Should it be banned? No, it shouldn't be
Hmm.
banned. I make a choice if I want to watch it. You make a choice if you want to watch it. If you want to watch it and support it, fine, great. I don't have no problem with that. But I'm going to choose myself if I watch it and subscribe or support it by the views, because all these streaming services know, the major services know when you watch something. They'll have numbers. But just because I don't agree with it, I don't think it should be taken, censored or gone. No,
Hmm.
that's freedom of choice. have a choice to watch it. So I think that Paramount's being ballsy with this because so much people are so, I sound like an old man, so sensitive.
Right.
And
Well,
if they don't agree with it, it shouldn't be there
well,
no more.
but maybe the people at Paramount are our age, and they
Yeah.
understand that you know what this was good stuff,
Yeah.
and and screw you if you don't think that it's funny, or
Yep.
boycott me if you want. But you know what?
Yeah.
People are gonna watch it, and people,
Yeah.
are gonna want to watch it.
Yeah. And again, that's a freedom of choice.
Right.
I mean, this isn't this isn't communist Russia where
Hmm.
the Russian government's going to say you can only see this and that's all you can see. I don't want that. I
Hmm.
want to have a free market that I watch what I want if I want, and if I don't, I
And
don't
when
have
I
to
want,
watch it. Yeah, and when if
when.
somebody else, I'm not gonna begrudge someone that's watching something that I don't agree with. I ain't gonna say that they can't watch it. No, they
Right.
can watch it if they want.
But
So
it goes back
but
to
Disney,
remember.
see,
Yeah,
at
I was
Disney,
gonna
see,
say
this is where
Disney.
Disney removed a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
And I so what was it? What was it? What was the cartoon that cartoon with the anime? Old South, or what was it? Song of the South. Remember that was one of the first ones they removed. Song of the South.
Listen, they've held back so many. Because remember, we've talked about this, where
Hmm.
how like Disney drives me crazy, and they'll put their stuff in the quote unquote vault,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they have to, they wanna be king, and they got to hold on to everything, and that's why I said, they would, take a movie, take it off the shelf, and put it in the vault, and not release
Hmm.
it back in, for 20 years later, you know, and so what are they gonna do? They're gonna try to do the same thing now. Now that they have all of the Marvel stuff, and they're gonna say one day, "Oh well, Spider-Man was a spider, and we don't believe in having spiders on TV because they're creepy."
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you know what? We own Spider-Man now, and we don't want anyone to watch it.
Yeah.
This is that's
Yeah.
that's Disney's mo.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It's a I to me the censorship of stuff like that is always a slippery slope for me. Again,
right?
and I think we've done. I mean, again, probably gonna piss some people off.
Hmm.
There are people that don't agree, comedians, especially comedians, when you see some comedy and uh and I'm like, there's certain groups. I can't remember who would we watch. The guy from England that was in The Office.
Oh,
Uh, 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 uh,
oh fuck,
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais. All right, so his latest live stand up. I mean, there was a huge community went up against
Hmm.
that. He cracked jokes on all the different people, different ethnic groups or
Hmm.
whatever. And certain groups said, no way, you should remove this. There's no way he's this and that. Again, don't have to watch it if you don't like it. Watch it if you do like it. There's certain comedians that I don't watch because I don't like their comedy. I don't like their comedy. I don't like the topics they talk about, so I don't watch it.
Hmm.
But again, should I be able to dictate that that content shouldn't be out there? No, I can't. Like,
Hmm.
that's again, you're deleting this today. What are you going to delete tomorrow? It's
Right.
always that's a sliding scale. Um,
Hmm.
the comedy that Richard Pryor and
Yep.
some of them did years ago.
Don Rickles.
Yeah, they're- they would be just blasted now with
Hmm.
some of the stuff.
Could what I miss?
Mm,
I miss the days of George Carlin, and I
yeah,
would love to, if he was still alive, I would love to hear his take on this right now.
yeah.
Could you imagine what he would have to
Oh,
say?
he'd have all kinds of bit.
Oh my gosh.
He'd be able to slam the shit out of this.
This it
Oversensitive.
would be classic. It would be so
Yeah,
classic to
yeah,
hear Carlin right now. Just maybe I should just like take a recorder to his grave and just leave it there for him.
he'll reach
To
up.
speak to us, to reach out to us and let us know how he feels because it would be hilarious. I
Yeah,
think I'd make $1 billion
yeah.
more than Cruz. Okay. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, you could. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I look at there's a sliding scale that, and the scale is always changing. What
Hmm.
is considered appropriate, and but not that content should go everywhere. I mean, there's certain areas that content will go. So, it just worries me. And I know that there are certain topics that people say, you shouldn't talk about that. You know what? Again, if you find it funny, you find it funny. If you don't, you don't. Don't watch it. Don't.
Hmm.
I just worry that we're getting so
Oh, it's
uptight on
bad.
so many aspects. It's like, all right, where's that going to go next? Where's that? And most of the time, people would say, "Well, Dabs, you're a little bit of a snowflake on my political views on a lot of stuff. You believe in these aspects, and you remember when everyone was called a snowflake 4 years ago or 5 years ago.
Hmm.
I would fall into the snowflake because I was like, that's not right. That's not appropriate. Um, but on this aspect, I'm probably considered you fucking jerk. Well, how can you? I, I mean, just being us, but Paramount taking the bold step to say, you know what, we can't continue to delete or remove stuff just because things happen. Like, again, it's you know, I think it's a bold move. Disney would never make that move, but yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anybody have any like? Do they have top? Anybody? I wasn't sure.
They,
I'm
they
done.
they were all talking about it. I was
Yeah.
I
Oh
was
yeah.
posting and
Hey,
stuff.
hey,
Yeah.
Louis C.K.
Hmm.
Woo.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So all right. So I was going to mention we'll move on before I piss more people off because sorry. Hey,
I'm sorry that anyone gets pissed off about it, but
yeah,
hey, really,
it's our opinion. I
yeah,
mean,
I guess so. I
you and I
guess it
have our
is our opinion.
opinions.
Yeah, yeah.
There are
So,
opinions but yeah, sometimes
well,
you
if
know,
anyone disagrees with us, put a two out there for us.
yeah,
Uh, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
uh, uh, and you agree with us, hit a one
yeah,
because
yeah.
I just can't understand why you would think it's okay to say, oh well, either we're gonna take these movies and we're gonna dub in a new word, or or we're just gonna get rid of the movie altogether.
Mhm.
It's not right.
And I also we should learn from history and things that happen. Now, I may not agree with well, there's a lot of stuff in history I don't agree with, but
Hmm.
you can't erase it because that helps you to learn.
Right.
So, you're learning all the time, and again, wiping things away. How do you learn from it if it's wiped away? You learn when
Hmm.
you see something and you're like, "That's disturbing. Why would they say that? That bothers me." You're learning, but if you delete that, then you can't learn from it. So I'm
Hmm.
not looking to blank out the history. I want people to make up their own minds. That's
Hmm.
and so, all right. So we'll talk about this, and this
Yeah.
is a thing that oh my gosh,
Hmm.
it's duh. I mean,
Yep.
how many of us have complained every time you
Oh
bought a new
man.
fucking phone and
Oh man, it's the
the
worst.
plug is different? You know, every single time. Oh,
You got a
every
drawer filled with like
every
80 different cords.
every charger every charger's different. And there, you'll have people say, "Hey, do you have this charger?" No, I've got this phone, so I got this charger. So there is, and I want to say the EU has already passed this that they
Mhm.
are going to have basically the USB-C is going to be the
Yeah.
standard, and that phone companies have to stick to it. And this is just a profit. It was a way that I I believe that this was just a way for phone companies to make extra money on top of the phone that they're selling you. They sold you all the accessories that went with it, the chargers, the car charger, the home charger, this charger, that. So you had to have, or now you got to have this to listen to music on it because you can't. We don't have a little plug anymore.
Hmm.
Um, they changed all that stuff, so you had to go buy new shit every time you bought a new phone. But now the EU has already pushed this, and now U.S. senators are going to push. We need standard cables. It seems sometimes it was why are we worried about stupid shit like this? But this is something that they're going to move to, and I think that it's a smart move. Let's not have 100 different cables. I mean, how many times do you pick up your phone, you get a cable, and they look the same? You know, you look at them like, oh, that looks the same.
Mm-hmm. You're
No,
trying to jam it in there.
no, that's not the right one. And then you
No.
go get another one. No, that's not the right one.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
Yep.
but you don't throw it away because it
No.
goes to
You know
something.
it
It goes
goes
to one of
something.
the.
Yep.
It goes to one of those other devices I got. So it is neat to see that they're going to go to, hopefully, to a more standard for phone chargers, and maybe you won't have to have that drawer or box full of stuff. And think about it, how much of that stuff ends up in the landfills
Mm-hmm. Yep.
because you're making it,
Absolutely.
and it's just for that one phone. I remember my that very first phone I had, Kyoto. What was that
Kyoto.
first one? What was that first one? It was
Um.
like
uh,
KEO Coda, something like that. But it had the weirdest freaking plug.
uh-huh.
It was the only phone that ever had that plug. Never
Yeah.
had another device that had that particular plug. So guess what? All that stuff went in the trash when I got rid of
Mm-hmm.
that phone. So
Yep.
um, yeah. So I don't know. I think it's a good thing. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the USB-C. I know there is a couple. There's another version of USB-C that's supposed to have come out that's supposed to give enough power and all that kind of stuff. So,
Okay.
but at least it'd be the same, same plug instead of changing every time. So, um, hey, are you ready for your time?
Well, I guess so. Why not?
Because Dabs has been going on forever. All right,
Oh, wait, hold on. Are you out of breath, or you can't talk no more?
you
This
know
is
me. I,
this is
I
like
go on.
you know.
I can go all
Oh,
night.
oh,
You
okay.
know me. I've been going 90 minutes. I'm fine.
Oh,
Hey, shout out to the
hey,
beach for that awesome intro.
yeah,
He baby man be making it. And hey, I love in my intro that the beginning of the show was
yeah.
from and that came from that
Other
one of
app.
those other sites of the week that you
Mm-hmm.
had what was it? Something box?
Uh, uh,
Incredibox?
Incredibox.
Incredibox.
Yes.
Great free website to create music, and it's really fun. I mean, you can lose an hour easily on that website, Incredibox. So I'm sorry, go ahead. We're talking about Crisp.
Okay, Chris.
Crisp, which I wish you would have
Did
had
you
fucking
did
installed
you?
today.
Yeah, I know. So do I. I'm gonna install it maybe after show. Did you when you? I was gonna tell you when you loaded this to have the sound so everyone can hear because there's a
Um,
link. There's a thing there that plays sound, and if your
get a
browser
demo
isn't, yeah, not the demo. If you scroll down,
up
there was a thing towards the bottom
right here.
that you could.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
With.
yeah.
So we're gonna
So
do
if
the
you,
without.
yeah,
Okay.
and, and there's a play button. Can we hear it? I don't know.
Can
No,
you
we
hear
don't
that?
hear it. No, we don't hear it. That's what I'm saying. You had to open it up with the. No, you
Uh,
had to open up that window with the
okay.
sound.
Hold on.
You know.
Let me
Okay.
see if I can. Let me stop sharing. Let me
Yeah.
see if I can share that.
Share it with sound.
No, bro.
No, it doesn't have a. When you go to
Mm-mm.
share. Oh,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Hold on. Let me
that
look at. Uh, all right. So sound is on.
sound is on.
Yeah. I don't
That's
know.
strange. Okay.
All right.
Well,
Hold on.
everybody, what the site does, you can for those that when you're like on a video call or so, and there's all kinds of noise going on in the background, whether it be
Like
you know
motorcycles going by,
motorcycles going by, all kinds of street music,
airplanes,
crying kids,
airplanes
you
landing in the
yeah,
back.
yeah, you clicking on the keyboard. This will allow you to get rid of all that, and it's a free program, but it doesn't. I guess what they do is they'll say, "Oh well, we could get rid of barking dogs, but and then the street noise is still going to be there. You need the paid version for that." and the paid version, I believe it's $5 a month or $60 a year. Um, but it looks pretty. It looks pretty neat. I'm gonna try it out, and we'll know. Hopefully next week, I'll have it up and going for everyone, so we can uh, see how it works. But you're welcome to try it out. The website there is crisp.ai.
Okay, I just listed it now.
You
I
hear?
apologize.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know why you're not getting audio on your end,
Yeah.
but
But you hear it
I
on your
just
end, right?
yeah,
When you
yeah,
turn it
I
on and
turned it
on.
on
Okay.
because there's a dog barking and
Yeah.
the lady's talking, and she's like, "All right," it's just like leaving a message. So she's leaving a message, and you hear "Ruff, ruff, ruff," and you hear the dog barking, and then I turned it on, and all of a sudden I barely could hear the dog, but I could hear her fine.
Hmm.
Hold on a second, let me see. Uh, I feel like I'm listening to Albin here because I hear honking and horns. Yeah,
Cool, right?
yeah, yeah. It's gone.
Yeah.
There was a couple times you could barely hear the horn of a
Hmm.
car, but I mean, definitely not like other times. So okay, neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much is this? Hold on, let me see what the pricing is.
$5 for a month, I believe.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. That's buying it yearly. If you were gonna pay monthly, it's more. If you
Okay,
switch it
all
over
right.
to monthly.
Oh yeah, monthly,
Yeah.
yearly pricing, monthly. Oh, there it
Uh,
is. $12 a month. Woo!
yeah. Yeah.
But
It's crazy.
again,
Yeah.
um, we all might need to do a GoFundMe
Hmm.
to send money to Auburn for this because yeah. But I
Yeah.
wonder if it does it live or is it just on
No, it has to
something you
be live.
recorded?
It has to be live because if you go back to the main site and you scroll down, it shows all the different apps that it works with.
Yeah, GitHub dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Zoom. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chrome.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Yep. Alright,
Okay. All right. We might
okay.
have to just yeah, I think we're going to do a GoFundMe because Auburn's airplanes and motorcycles driving by.
Yeah.
Like, dang. Or we need to know when he's at the racetrack. All right, so another site that we talked about actually Wednesday, we
Yeah.
talked about this Ninite site.
Night
This
night.
site, you guys, Ninite, you guys actually talked to me or told me about this. I had no idea about this website till Wednesday.
Okay. The site is Night Night. What it allows you to do is there's a bunch of apps that are there that you can use it to install that app on your computer. It works great for like a new machine that you get, and
Hmm.
you could just select all the different apps that you need, and then it's going to download a singular file to you that has all of the programs, and then you just run that, and it'll install all of those apps for you. But you can use it to just install apps, one at a time
Yep.
if you like. It's ninite.com.
Yep.
It will also using Ninite. It will also update those programs when you go back in to Ninite. It will tell you which apps need to be updated, and you can update the apps too.
Yeah, and this works. I mean, and you get the full versions of a lot of stuff, and
Yeah,
because we did it for Foxit
yeah,
Reader, which is like like was it Adobe
hmm,
for a PDF file, and it
yeah,
worked really well. And I know that like Roger was saying, like when he reformats or sets up a new device, click,
hmm,
click, 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 all the ones he wants, click them all, and then
hmm,
downloads his one exe and it then installs. So really cool feature. I think it's a cool website.
yeah. The reason why we were talking about because next Wednesday,
Yep.
this coming Wednesday is our our Poppy Awards show in
Yep.
the Player Pass room, and we have a ballot there. I did put a copy of the ballot out on the Streaming Matters room also, but you can come to the Player Pass room and there's a ballot that you can fill out, and it's a PDF file. And if you have a Adobe Reader, it might not save the file, but
Yep.
here we have a Foxit program will allow you to save the file in it, and
Yep.
so let's just say okay.
I was looking to
All
get.
right.
I was going to open up the ballot,
Okay. You got it
and
there?
yeah.
Okay.
Let me grab this and share that window. Hit open. Hold on. There it goes. Took a second. So here we go with the Poppies Awards, which is our like our Academy Awards. And so we know that the Academy Awards team does tend to watch us to figure out what are good movies and, and what should be on
And
there.
if you hover over one of the fields, it'll give you a
Best
good
movie.
description. Yeah.
Don't laugh. They do. Don't.
Oh boy, she cracking up, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. She's laughing. She's laughing. So best movie again in a little pop up will tell you what the best movies. Let's go down here to Candy Crush. Wasn't that one that people are like,
Yeah.
what does Candy Crush mean? In here it says, please choose your selection for the Candy Crush movies. And description of that is, I had more interest in beating my high score than watching this movie. And that so we have lots of. Here's one, Don't Blink. Which is a movie that kept my interest so much I didn't want to miss a thing. And and sometimes with those don't blink movies are
Mhm.
ones that you better not blink because you're going to miss
Yeah.
something, and then you're
Yeah.
like, "What?
Uh-huh.
What happened in that?" So best
So
fight
you have
scene.
that pull down to show them that you click on the pull down and there's the movies there.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So we hit the sleeper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have
And we
all
go all the
and
movies that we had.
yep, yep. And Alban made this. I mean, so easy for you. I mean, you just so click and just ding, bing, bang, boom. Sequels, all that stuff. Once you do up, you will have to fill in best actor, best actress,
Mhm.
best hero, and best villain. And a suggestion for something for us to watch, you actually have to fill that in because there's too many choices for that. So Alban just left you blank. You can put that in there. Once you once you do what you need to do, you'll make sure to go up and hit save. You're going to want to save it, and then you can upload it to the Player Pass room.
And there's a link uh,
Yep.
back
Um,
on the. Oh, yeah. Okay.
hold on a second. How do I get
Okay.
there? I go home. There I go.
Okay.
So home, and we have some issue. He's got the Foxit PDF reader here, a link to it, the link to our Telegram room, and as well as he even put a little QR code in here. So, he's putting it all in here. I mean,
Yeah.
man does not rest. I
No.
need to pay you better. I need to pay you better. So lots of this is next Wednesday. You have to have your ballot in by next Tuesday so that they can be
Tabulated.
tabulated. I'm only one beer in. All
Yeah, I
right,
know.
so it's a tall one though. It's a tall beer,
No, that's
but
one.
um, but yeah, so he can figure out, and so that next Wednesday we will do our Poppies Awards. So the Player Pass Season 5, so we can have that fun time. And we watched a lot of movies. Not all of them are great, but it was fun. It was a fun time. So that's what we're gonna do next Wednesday.
Yeah. All right. Now before we jump into the fights and stuff,
Yep.
it looks like there are a couple other issues that are out there. I don't want to leave anyone out.
Okay, so
Let's
let
just
me
work
run
up from the
down here.
bottom up. Yeah, yeah.
The bottom
And,
up.
yeah, just go from the bottom up, I guess.
Okay. I guess my threat Wednesday of going topless scared off. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't had them here.
Yeah,
Knock on wood. Fuck that. My
I was
spammer.
I was looking at that just at the live stuff.
I did. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
okay.
Oh, all right. I may be missing something. Is there a way to download a full season from Real to Brid instead of one episode? No. Whenever I'm using Debrid, it will, even if you go to a site and you'll say that you want one, um, a pack, a season pack, it will do each individual. Now you can use, what's it, J loader, or what's it, JD loader? What's that?
J Loader.
Ain't it
I
J loader?
I
Hold on.
think it's J Loader.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me click this and
J
I'll be able to tell you.
Download.
J download.
J Download.
So you can go through and use JDownloader and basically tell it to download each one of those. It's a little bit of a, it actually, like Chuck is a massive fan of JDownloader, um, but it works well. But yes, you would technically have to click one, click one, click one. So if you use JDownloader, you actually can say, I want all these, and it will go and get one after another. Because I do find if you try to download 10 different episodes at one time, it
Hmm.
seems to slow them all down because it's getting little bits at a time from each one of those. So I can see where that'd be a problem. So check out J Downloader, and you'll be able to see it's right on the side of Debrid. It's actually says it's
Hmm.
one of the supported apps. I haven't checked, but Netflix still has the old Spider-Man movies. I noticed that Disney added them last week. Yeah, I don't know. It could be because you're in the UK. I wonder if I wouldn't think that Netflix in the UK. I know sometimes they'll have deals with Sky or BT or somebody like that, that they'll have a deal, or Virgin, they'll have a deal with. It can show in the UK but not in the US. So I don't know about that one, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, I see Shinobi talking about, had the issue when I was talking about the Nvidia Shield. Um,
Okay.
yep, yep. So he's running out of issues.
Hmm. Okay.
And Chuck, the T95. I used to support the T95. T95Z, I think, is what I used to really like. But you haven't. It again. Um, there's no updates firmware. But hey, if it works, it works for you. So giving everybody lots of options. So fights for the week, bro.
Okay. What do we got here? Okay, tonight, we have Bellator, Bellator 282, the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. It started at 6, a half hour ago,
Yep.
and that was the prelims. And the main card starts at 9 tonight. Musashi versus Eblin. So you got that tonight going on. Also tonight we have Bare Knuckle 26. Uh, that's in Florida. Prelims are at 7:30. Main card is at 8:30.
And
Uh,
bare knuckles. All right, so that's without gloves, and it's a lot of this.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Until they
guys
catch someone.
swinging. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's swinging
until
for
they
the
catch them.
fences.
Yeah, swinging from the fences and they get caught and blood
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. It's
Uh,
good to watch. It's a good
yeah.
watch.
Also tonight, we have PFL, uh, Professional Fighting League. Um, that was also at 6 p.m. And
Damn.
for the prelims, uh, and that's going to be on ESPN, ESPN Plus. Sorry.
Yep.
Now, as for tomorrow, um, we have we have the UFC fights tomorrow night. Um, we have Cesarnian versus Gamrot. The prelims start at 7, and the main card is at 10. Um, uh, Also tomorrow at 2 p.m. Um, it's going to be broadcast on the UFC Fight Pass. That is the Aries Fighting Championship.
Hmm.
Abdul versus Samnu. That's supposed to be a good fight. That's coming out of Paris, France.
Hmm.
So that's tomorrow
2
at
p.m. 2
2 p.m. Yeah.
p.m.
Um, we have out of Belfast. the Cage Warriors tomorrow at 7 p.m. Well, 7 p.m. 7:30 BST. So that's what um, I don't know what that would be Eastern. I should have looked that up. Sorry,
I'll look
guys.
it up. I'll look it up
Okay,
while you're talking.
okay. Yeah. So that's that one's tomorrow. Cage Warriors 140. Also on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, uh, we have Strife 2, which is that's from Poland. So we get to watch these Polish guys uh, go all out at 1:30 p.m. And that's another one that's going to be a pay per view.
Okay.
And the last one we
And
have,
hey,
yeah,
BS the British that is
uh,
British summertime.
British
British
summertime.
it's 5
So the
hours difference.
5 hours ahead or behind? Uh,
They're ahead of us.
ahead. Okay. All right.
So
And then we just have one last one for Sunday. Is Fury Championship. FC 65. Weems versus Miller. Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time,
okay.
and they're being Louisiana, New Orleans, Nolans,
Nolans.
Nolans. So
There
a lot of
hey,
fights.
there is a lot of fights and so definitely some stuff to watch this weekend as well as NHL championship.
NHL.
The
Yeah,
cup
the
is
cup, Stanley
up.
Cup. Yeah.
Lightning versus Avalanche. So
Yep.
one of the things that I forgot to mention with Debrid, they did offer a new thing that inside the K app you can put it in the file manager or put it in the library to make it easy for you to see torrents that you have on the list as well as download links, and you're able to watch directly from without using an add-on, which is nice. That's a cool feature. But I know that with a lot of there's several add-ons that I've actually used that have that same functionality that I could see my torrents and my downloads inside the add-on in the real Debrid section. But it is neat that if someone doesn't want to have to tie it to an add-on, you can tie it that way. I did see the thing about the web Dave, and I didn't mess with that. I know that I saw that. Was it this morning I saw that part, and I didn't
Mhm.
mess with that to get a feel for oh, the the functionality of it or how well it would work for me as an end user. So I will mess around with that. But it is nice that Debrid gives you that option and you can add it into the file manager or into your library. And it's like so basic. It's https :// real debrid.com / my accounts, if I'm not mistaken, / and then
No,
your
that's
number. And
accounts.
if you go to your,
It's
if you
accounts, I think.
accounts, okay.
Yeah.
And if you go into your Debrid, you'll see your number letter, and you can put that in there, and it links. So that's how it links to your account. So it's just the stuff that your torrents that you've got or the downloads that you've got. It is a neat way of watching it. It will not work with music if it's a music pack. It won't work. I don't think when I've tried season packs in the past, it only played like one episode of something, if I remember correctly. Like episode one, it wouldn't play like episode one, and I couldn't skip like skip an episode. It doesn't allow you to do that with that. I know inside the other K app add-ons it didn't. I haven't tried it with the direct way of the download, but you got to be careful if you install this to your library. Remember, this is going to be a background process running. And when you set up your library, you actually set what the content is. Is it a movie? Is it a TV show? Is it music? And that's how it knows how to scan. So if you have a mixture, it's not going to be able to grab the information and can I can see where it can slow your device because it's constantly looking for, let's say, Survivor. You've got, episodes Survivor in there, it could be looking. If you have it set as a movie, all those are movies. It could
Hmm.
be looking for the wrong thing. So I like the feature, but you have to be careful how you set it up. You can put it in your file manager, and that would probably be the easiest way, so that you can just go directly to it and see it. So, and there are some options he's talking about with dumping links and how to get a bunch of things. So, but yeah, there's lots of ways to do different things on this stuff. So, awesome, awesome, awesome. And yes, make sure one IP with Debrid do not connect to IPs. That will
Yeah.
be a problem.
Hmm.
So, all right.
Um,
Go ahead.
there was one thing I thought we had still. Unless you want to go over it, the micro SD card.
Oh, I forgot to grab that. Yeah. Um, I didn't. I forgot to grab that link.
Okay. Oh, you want the link?
I got it. I
You
got it.
got
I
it.
just
Okay.
gotta. I
Okay.
gotta just. I gotta go back here and because I had closed that
Well,
window.
the reason why I thought we should talk about this because I know that there are a lot of guys out there that still just use their phones for everything. That you know don't use a computer for their streaming and stuff. And I thought it would be interesting for them to know that this is out. You ready? Yet? There we go.
Yep.
Um, and there's a 1.5 tera micro SD card out. So
Let me roll down.
I'm looking for one for another reason, but 1.5 tera on my phone would be great. I have like 500 something, but a 1.5. I'm nuts, as everyone knows.
Mm.
But
Yeah, and
I
it
know I
doesn't
have
have it
500.
doesn't have a
It's like two
pricing on it.
something, 200 something. I think.
Huh?
I think
No,
it was
I
like
didn't.
200. Yeah, if you scroll
Really?
down in there somewhere.
I did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, it
Let me
talks about
see.
when they released the 1 terabyte 3 years ago. It was four hundred
Oh,
fifty
from
dollars.
50. Where did I
There's
read
no
it? I think I
specifics
searched for one.
on when the 1.5 terabyte
It was a one. It
i400
was a
micro.
one for. It was a one for 220 something. I found.
It says
So
when it will go on sale, nor is there any pricing information available yet.
well, you can get a 1 tera
Okay.
for two something. So
Okay.
just keep your
So
eyes
double it,
open
triple it.
because I didn't know that a 1.5 was out there. But
Hmm.
that's just great.
Hmm. All right. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
And
Okay. Let me.
did. I think that was everything.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
Let's go because it's time for dinner.
yeah.
I'm starving.
Okay.
I'm starving. So, all right. So that's the thing. I
Yeah.
get going this show and I'll have like 15 different things
Uh huh.
open.
Yeah.
So thanks to everyone watching. Thanks for everyone hanging out. Let me get rid of that banner. Where's the? Oh, there it is. So we got all that stuff going on. Hopefully, we've talked about some topics that maybe out of the 20 topics, maybe there's one that actually was interest interesting to you. But yeah, there are lots of stuff going on. We do our best to try to find information that you might find interesting to help you stream a little bit better, to build a better device, build a better computer, to whittle down possibly some of the services that you have so that you're saving money. And we do a lot of different things. Be sure to look below and click on the Telegram group. We're able to talk more in depth. Oh, and I do want what and Beach. He's going to yell at me because I didn't mention this earlier in the show. So one of the things when we've talked about some IPTV stuff, um, and especially when we talk about the AliExpress or Alibaba or any of these foreign sites that you buy this stuff from, keep in mind, number one, there is a 12-hour difference between here and there. So you say to yourself, well, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They should be responding to me. Well, no, that may be 3 o'clock in the morning then. Number two, if you order on a Friday night, that's a Saturday morning there.
Mm-hmm.
They may not be there for the weekend. So a lot of times when people expect that instant customer service and they're not getting it, they get frustrated. They're like, well, I don't want this service because it's, they're not getting back to me. So pay attention to when you're getting it and the time difference, because that doesn't happen. It's not an instant turn on. Second, or thirdly, on these services that we're talking about are incredibly cheap. I mean, we're talking less
Mm-hmm.
than $30 for a year. You're not going to get instant customer service for $30 for the year.
Mm-hmm.
So be mindful of what you're paying for what you're getting. So don't wait till Saturday morning or Saturday evening when you're wanting to watch the pay-per-view Saturday night and you paid your $30 and you're wanting to know
Mm-hmm.
why the hell they didn't get back to you. Me, Auburn, the Beach, none of us have an affiliation with any of these people. We're not here to sell their stuff. It is items that we have found and we bring them to you and say, hey, check this out. If you're wanting to, check this out. We found this deal. Get it or don't get it. But keep in mind that you're not going to have an operator standing by. It's just not going to happen. So be realistic about it. If you're buying on the weekend, it's a very good chance they're not going to get back to you till Monday when they come back in. So I think sometimes people are a little bit unrealistic on what they expect for customer service, especially when they're paying $25 or $30 for the year
Mm-hmm. Yep.
for these live TV services. Come on now. I mean, if you want customer service right away, I can give you some other suggestions for you to check out that you may be able to get in touch with the people a little bit quicker. But
Mm-hmm.
most of those services still say it could take 12 to 24 hours
Yeah.
to get
Even
back to you.
create it. Yeah.
Sometimes it's quicker. Sometimes it's instant. I have seen that. But sometimes they'll tell you, hey, we may not be right there to turn you on and set up a new account. So fair warning, I know Beach was getting hammered by people that were wanting a lot of help. And it's like, I mean, he wasn't selling the service. He just happened to find it and said, hey, check this out. So, hey, shout out to him for um, him finding taking time to find some of these services and the links. And I know a couple other guys that are in my Telegram group posting links and saying, hey, I found this. You might want to tell people about it. And again, we're just sharing information, and I appreciate people sharing information with me when they find a good deal. And I'll put it out there, and if it fits somebody's needs, awesome. And if you don't want it, I don't care either, because neither one of us are getting paid by these companies. So use it
Nope.
or don't use it. Um, so let's go. Let's roll out of here. I will talk
Okay.
to you guys on next week. Be sure to join us on Player Pass on Wednesday. Please join us for the Player Pass awards for season 5. If you've watched some of those movies, or you can fill out the ballot even if you haven't watched all the movies. You'll
Yeah.
have your opinion of what the best and worst movies that you've seen, and you
Mm-hmm.
can put them in there, and then your vote
From
counts
that
too.
list.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun time, awesome time. So all right. I appreciate everybody. Auburn, thank you as always for all your
Always.
hard work and getting us some of these
Information.
topics
Yeah.
for today's show. And yep, next Friday is Canada Day, so I get to celebrate
Oh,
Canada and the 4th of July.
wow.
I get 2 holidays this year
You get
for
2 holidays
Independence
to
Day.
be in there? Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah,
what kind of beer you're going to drink to Independence Day?
Canada beer.
Yeah, see, so you can't. This is
Look at
America. This is America.
look at my beer.
Okay? This is America. I can't see it.
I know.
Oh,
Why? There it is.
yeah, because it's got
Here.
no heat in it. There's
It's
no
got
heat.
no heat.
It's cold.
I don't
It's got no
I don't
heat in it.
I don't like hot beer. So all right, we're
There you
rolling
go.
out of
There
here.
you go. It's in front of you. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beer,
All right,
beer
guys.
what? Beer runner or beer
Bear
hummer?
Runner. Bear
Bear
Runner.
runner.
Yeah, this is actually a local beer right here in town. It's not too bad. It's a blonde
Okay.
ale. I like it. All right, you guys. We'll see you guys on the next one, and check some of the links down below and join us on Telegram. We'll We'll see y'all in the next one. Streaming matters to us because streaming matters to you.